So that is just an outline of the 700 series relevant to your exam. And now let us talk about the very interesting topic, which is regarding the CARO, right? The CARO 2020. Right, so CARO, basically we have the two dimensions of the study. One, we have the discussion regarding the applicability of the CARO. And second, we have the 21 clauses of reporting under the CARO 2020. Right, so first, let's quickly revise the applicability of the CARO. Right, so auditor, when you give a report on true and fair view, for every company, do you need to do the reporting under CARO? For every company of which you do an audit, do you need to do the reporting for the points given under the company auditor report order 2020? No. Right, here we have the discussion regarding the applicability of the CARO. The CARO shall apply to every company, including a foreign company. So foreign company also is CARO applicable? Yes. Including a foreign company, except what? It is possible that for few companies, CARO may not be applicable. What is the possible over there? It says private limited company subject to certain conditions. Right? Then after that, the one-person company, small company, Section 8 company, insurance company, and the banking company. And just to make it a word, I write it as possible, but there is nothing to be written in front of LLP. Right? So it says CARO shall apply to every company, including a foreign company, except possible. So you have to make an equation in your mind. Okay, CARO applicability is equal to possible. Okay, is it possible कि कुछ companies को CARO may not be applicable? You say yes, ma'am, it is very much possible. Out of the possible, LE stands for nothing. OSIF, it always CARO is not applicable. And for P, you have certain conditions. Right? For the P part, you have certain conditions. Right? So CARO shall apply to every company, including a foreign company, except possible. Right? So OSIP के लिए तो CARO is never applicable. Private limited company, we say not being a holding or a subsidiary of a public company, having paid up share capital and reserves not exceeding 1 crore and on the balance sheet date, total borrowings from bank financial institutions not exceeding 1 crore during the financial year, and total revenue as disclosed in Schedule 3, including the revenue from discontinuing operation, does not exceed the 10 crore. Right? So 1 CR, 1 CR and 10 CR, that is for a private limited company. And small company, what is the definition? Paid up share capital should not be more than 4 crore and turnover should not be more than 40 crore. Right? So again, if these conditions are fulfilled, it's a small company and then CARO is not applicable to that company. Right? CARO is not applicable to that company. Right? Clear applicability of the CARO. Right? Applicability of the CARO. And now let's talk about the 21 clauses of the reporting under the CARO. Right? We have the 21 clauses for the reporting under the CARO 2020. Right? So what are the 21 clauses that we have over there? How do you write down the number of CARO? Clause number, small Roman number. Right? So you have the clause 1, which is regarding the property, plant, equipment, and the intangible asset. Right? Property, plant, equipment, and the intangible asset. Right? Under PPE, intangible assets, we have the 5 points. Right? So like if I come to the contents of our book, right? So CARO, I already said, it is possible, right? That for certain companies, CARO may not be applicable. And then you have the clause 1, which is property, plant, equipment, intangible asset. Under clause 1, they have the 5 sub-clauses over there, A, B, C, D, and E. Now, one of the trailer of, how an MCQ is asked in the exam, it says, when the company has revalued, when this particular point I'm discussing with you, its property, plant, equipment, including right of use assets, whether the revaluation has been done by a registered valuer. specify the amount of change and if the change is of 10% or more on the net carrying value. And that is the detail of the clause over there. But when we make an MCQ in the exam on this particular subclause over there, which is regarding the revaluation, they give you 4 options, right? 10% on the gross basis, 10% on the net basis, 5% on the gross basis, and 5% on the net basis. Okay, for this particular 1B. Okay, so now अगर आपने पढ़ा है तो you might remember कि नहीं वहाँ 10% था, 5% नहीं था. तो अगर इतना याद आ गया तो anyway C and D is out. Now you say, madam, I don't remember whether it was 10% of the gross carrying value or whether it was 10% of the net carrying value. Now you read over here, it is 10% of the net carrying value of each class of the PPE or the intangible assets. Right? So obviously, what is going to be the correct option over here? C and D to out. So A or B, which is the correct option? So that is to put drops of oil in your eyes and then do the reading of the subject. And because you just look at the detailing where they are asking the questions in the exam. Right? So 10% on the gross or 10% on the net carrying value. Obviously, it is on the net carrying value, right? So what is the correct option over there? Wonderful. It is B. Right? So I'm just giving you an example of how the MCQ could be created. Or another one, like, the details of the Benami property. The details of whether any proceedings have been initiated or pending for holding any Benami property is to be reported under A, B, C, D. Right? So again, they say it is to be reported under 1D, 1E, it is to be reported under 2D, or whether it is to be reported under 2A of the CARO 2020. So now first thing to Benami property means it's related to property, plant, equipment. So clause 2 is inventory working capital. So ye do to out ho gaya. Now whether it is D is regarding the revaluation. E is regarding the Benami property. So again, what is the correct option over here? B is the correct option. Or they can make a question saying, cash losses, whether the company has incurred any cash losses in the financial year and in the immediately preceding financial year is to be reported under clause 8 of the CARO, or it is to be reported under clause 11 of the CARO, or it is to be reported under clause 17 of the CARO, or it is to be reported under clause 19 of the CARO. You tell me, where will you report? Whether the company has incurred cash losses in the financial year and in the immediately preceding financial year. Yes, where will you report that? Under clause? Yes, A, B, C, D. Where is it to be reported? Clause 8, it is regarding undisclosed income. 11, it is regarding the fraud. Right? So 8 is regarding the undisclosed income. 11 is regarding the fraud. 19 is regarding the material uncertainty regarding the ability to meet the liability. So clause 17 is regarding the cash loss. Right? Clause 17 is regarding the cash losses. Right? So what will be the correct option over there? Right? So that's what I have already told you, and I'm reiterating to you that every question you have to study wholesale. You have to study it as retail, and you also have to see that what could be the possible MCQs which could be created out of the same. Okay. Right, so last 20 days, अपनी book की case studies and MCQ done. So, but 5 topics for listening and cumulative revision, it's enough to get past now. Okay. Right. So you've done the case studies and MCQ of the book. 5-star topics you have done, okay, for Likia and cumulative revision, it's enough to pass. Yeah, but one thing, Lavesh, I can say in addition to this, you can also go through the MTP, RTP suggested of the last 5 attempts, right? So, why? So that you get a knack कि, वो एक तुम्हारे brain का interconnection, wiring हो जाएगा. When this question is asked, whether you are able to remember the points. When this particular question is put in front of you, whether you are able to remember the point. So that is one additional thing. I think otherwise rest you are quite on track in terms of your study. but that is one additional, MTP, RTP suggested of minimum last 5 years. है ना, तो उससे क्या होगा, because you know the content, you know the writing practice, but now with exam when you read a question, वो click होना पड़ेगा ना कि ये कौन से topic का है, इसमें कौन से points लिखने हैं, है ना, so that is one aspect you need to work upon. Okay, right. So anyways, let's complete with our discussion regarding the CARO, right? So CARO 1, we have the clause 1, which is regarding the property, plant, equipment, and the intangible assets. Right? Then we have the clause 2, which is regarding the inventory, working capital. Right? Then the clause 3 and the clause 4, which is regarding the LIGS, loans, investments, guarantees, security, the details of the transaction, and loans, investments, guarantees, security, the compliance with section 185 and 186. Right? Then clause 5, which is regarding the public deposits. Right? Then clause 6, which is regarding the cost records. Right. Then clause 7, which is regarding the statutory dues. 7 is divided under 7A and 7B, undisputed and disputed. For undisputed, regularity of payment and outstanding for more than 6 months as on the balance sheet date. And for disputed statutory due, the amount involved and the forum where the dispute is pending. Right? Then we have the clause 8, which is regarding the undisclosed income. है ना, चोरी चोरी चुपके चुपके, है ना, income earned and not disclosed to the income tax department. And also transactions which are not recorded in the books of account have now been surrendered or disclosed as income during the tax assessments under the income tax law, whether the previously unrecorded income has it now been properly, sundar tarike se, recorded in the books of account. Right? So prior period item, basically. Right. Then after that, the clause 9, which is regarding the repayment of the loans and borrowings, right? Repayment of the loans and the borrowings. Then clause 10, which is regarding the issue proceeds, IPO, FPO, private placement, preferential allotment. Right? Then clause 11, which is regarding the fraud. Right? Any fraud on or by the company noticed or reported during the year. If yes, the nature and amount involved is to be indicated. Whether any fraud reporting has been done to the central government, and whether any whistleblower complaints have been taken into consideration. Right? Then clause 12, it is regarding the Nidhi company. 13, it is regarding the related party, whether transactions are in compliance with 177, 188, and details have been disclosed in compliance with the accounting standards. 14 is internal audit, internal audit system and internal audit report. Then 15 is regarding the non-cash transactions with the directors or the persons connected, whether it is in compliance with section 192. Right? 16 is regarding the registration with the RBI and the NBFC. Right? 17, we've already discussed it in the MCQ. It is the cash losses. Right? Then 18, it is regarding the what? Resignation of the statutory auditors, whether the auditor has taken into consideration the issues, objections, and concerns raised by the outgoing auditor. Right? 19, the material uncertainties regarding the ability to meet the liability. 20 is CSR, corporate social responsibility. And 21 is regarding the CFS, the consolidated financial statements, right? The consolidated financial statements. Oh my God, is it not like a memory challenge for all of us? And a clause 1 to 21 of the CARO, right? So let's try to remember clause 1. Yeah, say it in front of the screen, and if you come to me, please say clause 1, property, plant, equipment, intangible asset. Clause 2, inventory, working capital. 3 and 4, LIGS, loans, investments, guarantees, security. Clause 5, public deposits. Clause 6, cost record. Clause 7, statutory dues. Clause 8, undisclosed income. Clause 9, repayment of loans and borrowings. Clause 10, issue proceeds. Wonderful. Clause 11, fraud. Clause 12, Nidhi company. 13, related parties. 14, internal audit. 15, non-cash transaction. 16, registration with RBI and NBFC. 17, cash losses. 18, resignation of statutory auditors. 19, material uncertainty regarding the ability to meet the liabilities. 20, CSR, and 21, CFS, that is the consolidated financial statements. Okay, wonderful, right? So with that, we have just done a quick revision of the applicability of the CARO and also the 21 clauses of reporting under the CARO.